How's it going? Yeah, just doing some testing here. Cool. Yeah, I'm running OBS, and I don't really have a good camera for the computer. So, let me turn on my audio. So I'm using my iPhone, but there's like a bad delay. So, okay. Oh, I think it might actually be fixed now. Okay. So sorry guys for the weird kind of stumbling around video. I got a microphone, I got a whole setup here, and I'm listening to myself, so there's like a big delay. So, okay, cool. Cool. What's up, everybody? So, hopefully this is the setup that I'm going to set up basically for live streaming. Um, yeah, I think I got everything running here pretty good, So I want to start making some videos on using the Square Appointments app. They did some updates on it, so I was going to do a video about that. What else? Because there's a lot on there actually that they've updated that I've been using. The invoices, which is great, which now you can actually use the invoicing to send to the customer, and then you can request a deposit, which is really cool. So for bigger jobs, like some of my ceramic coating jobs, I've been sending out the invoice ahead of time, and with that you can request a deposit of whatever percentage you want, either a percentage or a set amount, which is really nice. So that's a cool feature on there that I've been using. What other features on there? The scheduling feature is great. Sending out reminders with that is also really good. And the only thing that I'd like to see them implement is when you book an appointment, actually when the customer books an appointment online. So I have the little button on our website that you can book an appointment with. Well, the cool thing about that, doing it themselves, is they have to put in their credit card to reserve that. So if there's a no-show, you can charge a percentage, and that's all written in your terms and agreement form, which I have on there, and also an email that I send to them. So that's actually pretty cool. But when you're booking the appointment, so say the customer calls and I'm on the phone with them and I put in their info, I don't have a way of inputting a credit card for them to hold the appointment and then to charge for no-shows or anything like that. So I think they're probably still working some of that out. But that's something I want to talk about, later in another video. So, oh wow, from Athens, Greece. Oh, that's pretty cool. 2:00 at night. What are you up watching me at 2:00 at night for? This is just a test video too. So, well, that's cool. Thank you guys for joining. This is pretty cool. So, yeah, I guess this is pretty good. How's the video quality? Any lag, any delay, anything else? Because it's been taking me like a few hours just to figure out the quality. And I'm in my little office here, and the Wi-Fi connection is minimal for some reason. So that was messing with it. But it looks like there's a green light here. It looks like the connection is pretty strong. So, oh yeah, just seeing some of the questions here. Why would you charge someone for not showing up if they canceled? Oh yeah, well that's basically for like last minute cancellations. I've had a couple of people that actually booked ceramic coatings. I had one guy do that, and stupidly I didn't charge a deposit. I didn't charge anything for that. I just gave him the price. Complete no show, nothing. If I had the invoice in there with the credit card that he would have put in there, it's written in my terms and agreement that if there's a no-show or no service or anything, then I charge a small percentage. It's basically, a lot of businesses do that, especially service-based businesses. because basically you waste that entire day. So it's not charging them the full amount. It's just charging them a percentage, which they would agree upon in the terms of agreement form that I would send them via email. So that's something that I need to implement a little bit more. Um, it does kind of save you for, basically last minute cancellations or no shows or anything like that. So it does help. So, okay, cool. Good quality. Okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, as long as I'm here, I can just take whatever questions that you guys have. I have a little bit of time anyway. It seems like everything is working pretty well. So if you guys have any questions about maybe any of my videos or about detailing or about the business side of it too, I was going to go into a little bit of the business side, which, I don't consider myself a great businessman or anything like that. I don't do a lot of, advertising or anything like that. But, throughout the years, I've learned how to basically how to talk to customers, how to deal with customers, pricing. That's always a thing that varies from country to country, state to state, city to city, town to town. Prices can vary just depending on your, demographics. So that's something that, we've learned over time. We started pretty cheap and then we've raised our prices and now we have our prices pretty much set at a level that's comfortable for us and reasonable for the customers. So what's a good percentage to charge for a no-show? Trying to think of what percentage I have listed on the terms and agreement form. I think it was either 10% or maybe even up to 20, depending on the type of service. If it's a smaller service, like a couple $100, it might be 10%. But if it's a ceramic coating one, you really need to charge a little bit more, maybe 20%, because you have to go and buy those products too. So I went and bought the Geon product and spent like $100, and then it was a no-show, and I just spent that money. I mean, I still have it. I'll use it for another job, but that's just not good. So, you need to at least charge enough to cover your bases, cover your products that you had to purchase. So sorry about that. I was just figuring with my stuff here. So yeah, I know it is kind of weird. Someone said here they would be scared to charge a no-show fee. I think people would be upset, leave bad reviews, take legal action. Most people never read terms and agreements. Yeah, that is true. I don't do it all the time. But then again, I mean, for any legit business, that's something that you need to communicate to the customer also. I do communicate to the customer the terms and agreement form, and I send it to them, and I ask them to please read it completely through. I've only had one person since I started doing that cancel because they read the terms and agreement and didn't like something in it, which everything is reasonable in it, but something about it they didn't like, so they canceled it, which is perfectly fine. That's exactly what it was there for, because it protected me. Something may have gone wrong. Maybe the customer would have been, I don't know. I don't like to badmouth customers, but some people are a little crazy and they want to take advantage of a situation. Maybe they don't even know that they're doing it, but they do. So that protects you from that. But yeah, having the terms agreement, I mean, I have it on my website. I send it to them, all of that. It can protect you. It's not going to be 100%. Sometimes things slip through the cracks, but at least you have that as a protection. And that can be a legal protection too. Especially, I was having people sign it, and then I went away from that, and then I think I need to go back. I need to have people sign it, because once they sign something, then that protects you even more. They signed it, you have a physical copy of it, either email, digital, or a physical copy. So I might go back to that, have the customer sign that terms and agreement, whether they read the whole thing or not. they signed it. So that's something that can protect you. So, yeah, the QuickBooks Self-Employed. Oh, cool. Okay. That's pretty awesome. Let's see. How have I get insurance and register a wash and detailing business? I guess that varies, different states, different cities. Here in Richmond, Virginia, it was pretty easy to basically just get a business license for detailing. And insurance, Garage Keepers Insurance, most insurance companies are going to offer that, and that covers your mobile service and services at your own house, garage, or anything like that. So, what speeds do you recommend for compounding and polishing on the Roops 15? Oh, you got yours today, so I was just curious. Oh, that's cool. Well, congrats. That'll be fun learning on that. So, it all depends on, I guess, the type of correction that you're doing. Compounding. Usually compounding is a little bit faster, so I crank it all the way up to 6, whatever the speed is on it. When I'm compounding, either using the microfiber disc or the orange foam Lake Country cutting pads that I use, I bump it all the way up. And I really don't even put pressure on that. Those machines you don't need to put pressure on. For polishing, then I slow it down to like 4, maybe 5, depending on the polish that you use. So yeah, play around with it. That's pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed that. Have I ever done a job and a customer not pay? Oh yeah, I did. Actually, this guy stiffed me on like $200. There's a $300 job. He paid $100, and he said he would keep to his word and pay. And 6 months went by after emailing him and contacting him, still nothing. And I even split up the payments. And I said, look, just pay me $100 per month. Still nothing. So yeah, I mean, I was out $200, and I did a 1-step polish and a full interior on a 2-door on a Mustang. But that's about it, though. I've been pretty good about making sure that, I communicate with customers. And that was just one that I don't know what his problem was, unfortunately. And he had a bunch of his other friends that he wanted me to do his vehicles for. I don't want to touch any of his or anyone he knows, unfortunately. I just cut it off completely. I just wrote it off, and I don't want to deal with that. So, yeah, I mean, that's really the only one that I had to deal with. So, and I've walked away from jobs too. I've learned how to read some people, and if something is just a little off with them, the way that they say certain things about the job, the way that they treat you. I've had a few people that just after meeting them, I didn't even do the job yet, and they were already kind of nasty. And I just said, nope, no thank you. I don't feel comfortable providing this service for you. So that's kind of a good way to do it. Just say you don't feel comfortable. You don't even have to mention why. That's your own personal feeling. So just say, hey, I don't feel comfortable providing the service for you. Please call someone else. Have a great day, and get out of there. I've had to do that twice. So yeah, sometimes you just need to get out of there. So, oh, that's pretty cool. Wow, we got a lot of people in here. That's nice. Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate that. Trying to answer as many questions as possible. Got some people from Oakland. Callis Auto Detailing. Thank you. Prestige Mobile Auto Detailing. Yeah, thanks for the questions. Got some people from Brazil. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, this YouTube Live is pretty cool. Yeah, you don't have to do every job. Some people are awful. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sometimes it's good just to walk away from some jobs. You might lose that money, or you might avoid a headache altogether. So you never know. The key with a lot of those jobs is good communication. Good communication is a huge, huge key. You hear a lot of detailers talk about good communication, letting the customer know what you're doing, why you're doing it. Sometimes they get it. Sometimes they don't understand the detail talk. Sometimes you do have to simplify things. You can't always say, I'm using this type of paint sealant and what the product is, and because it just goes over their head. Excuse me. So you just got to simplify it for them. A lot of customers don't know what clay barring is, what decontamination is, iron removers. You say that, and a whole slew of information goes through their mind, and they don't understand it. They don't get it. So simplify stuff, but definitely communicate what you're going to do, maybe how long it's going to take, the cost of it, and then any other, of your own terms and agreements that you may have, telling the customer about making sure there's plenty of space around the vehicle, at their home or their work. Here's another thing. I've had a couple of people at their workplace, basically they thought they had permission to have a mobile guy come there, and ended up that they didn't. And we couldn't do it at their work. We couldn't do it on the big parking lot that they had. So we lost, that we didn't lose the job, but we lost that day. We just had to reschedule at the customer's house. That's part of my terms and agreement. That's one of the lines in there, is making sure if it's going to be at your place of work, ask permission, and maybe even get it in written form by manager or owner of the building or whatever it is, and make sure that we can actually go onto the premises and work without being not harassed, but bothered by the security that might come around. That can kind of be annoying, and you have to stop everything, maybe move stuff around, or just pack everything up completely in the middle of a job. That's frustrating. So those are one of the things that I put in the terms and agreement. And a few other things, making sure to clear out the vehicle. If like under the armrest, if that's not cleared out completely, if there's personal stuff in there and maybe money or other, personal things, I won't touch it. And that's written in there. If you leave stuff in there, I will not touch it. It's a liability. It's your personal stuff. I won't touch it. If it's a few little things, then I'll bag it up. But other than that, it's things like that can slow you down during a job, and you want to be as efficient as possible. So that's stuff that I put, in the terms and agreement. So let's look at a couple of other questions. Do you think it's worth starting a detailing YouTube channel? Like as far as making money? Okay. So I have been very impressed with the YouTube platform. When I started this channel, basically I started it to make videos for my customers. Basically showing like, here's what an interior detail looks like. Here's what you get for exterior and so on, all the little bits. And then it exploded into something else. And now I show the process of a bunch of stuff and how-tos and tips and all those things. So it was, I believe let me see, June, July, I think it was in June that I hit 1,000 subscribers. I didn't think I was going to make that at all, because it was around the time where YouTube, changed some of their stuff around, and were demonetizing stuff. And I just thought, this is not going to be anything. I'm not going to get monetized. Like, why would I? So I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I was checking on it, trying to do everything, right. Hit 1,000 subscribers, and they said they were reviewing it and said it was taking a couple of weeks, because a lot of people were, or they always say that, basically cover their bases and if there's delays. All of a sudden then, a couple of weeks later, it's more like a month later, they monetized me. And, I had everything connected already to Google AdSense. And I had actually done that years ago, and I was doing just little ads on my website, which I had taken off. And I just totally forgot about Google AdSense, because that is connected to YouTube. So I had everything connected to it. I keep hitting this microphone. Sorry, guys. So I had everything connected to it. And when I opened up the Google AdSense account, I logged into it again. I had like $2 in there from some ad that I put on years and years ago. But I made sure all the, everything was right in there. I am getting to a point. So I noticed that the YouTube revenue started to climb a little bit, a few dollars here and there, got up to like $10, $20, a couple of weeks. Guys, I'm telling you, I just got paid $130. I mean, it's not huge. $130 from YouTube revenue. That's just ads. Depending on your channel, if it's a YouTube channel and it's lots of good information, how-tos, you're engaging with people, there's lots of comments. I mean, YouTube, I guess they love that. I don't have a ton of views. I don't have a ton of subscribers. I mean, it's climbing. I'm trying to get more. Because that's good. You want people to view your channel. You want them to like you and engage, which is exciting for me. When I see a video that I put out and people are subscribing and they're asking questions, it's exciting for me. I want to engage with them. So yeah, they just, I'm averaging now over $100 a month, and I just keep the money in that AdSense account and it keeps growing, and I'm just small peanuts here, So yeah, I think it is worth it. If you really, really work hard and put out lots and lots of video and it's good content, make sure the quality is good too. Make sure the audio quality is good, the video quality is good, your editing is good, and get tips from other YouTube guys out there, then yeah, it could go a long way. It could get pretty big. There's some big guys out there, and I say big guys as far as YouTubers. Jim White from White Details, his channel just exploded. And I was watching him like before he really even started his YouTube channel, like doing the vlogs and everything. Pan the Organizer, man, his channel exploded. Of course, Larry Cosella from Ammo, his has been huge for a long time. He's almost to 1 million subscribers. So I know those guys are being able to get maybe a few thousand a month from just ad revenue, YouTube ad revenue, because their channels are so informative. There's so much information, and people love that. They love engaging. They want how-tos. They want to see that, and the quality of their video is good too. Yeah, so I would definitely say, I know there's a long, drawn-out thing to get to that point. Yeah, I would say definitely do it. At first, you might be a little disappointed because it starts slow, but at some point it will start to climb. So yeah, definitely start checking that out. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere, and now I'm like getting more and more stuff to add to the channel, and make it more enjoyable for you. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. So if you have any other questions about that too, I'm going to try to think of all the things that I've done, over the span of this YouTube channel. It's been over a year now. I was just looking back at some old videos last January. I can't believe it's already been over a year. So yeah, start now, start small, little videos, and keep growing from there. I'll have some more info about video editing software too. I just switched over to another one. I think it's called Movie Maker Platinum 15. And I'm liking that. Nicer quality video editor. So let me look at some of the other questions here. Do I recommend taking classes for paint correction? I don't know. I thought about it, but then I'm the type of person that I learn hands-on anyway. And in a classroom setting, I don't do very well in. I want to have the machine in my hand and just go to work and test stuff and learn and feel everything and learn how to do it myself. I'm very much into trying things myself, especially learning things like that. So I didn't take any classes with it. I just did tons of research. I narrowed down the products that I wanted to use, the machine, like that first generation Roops 15 that I bought years ago. Got it from Buff Daddy, buffdaddy.com. Kevin Brown is the man. He hooked me up, and the dude is so awesome when it comes to customer service. Just to let you know, I had one little problem with the Roops. I thought it was the trigger. I replaced the trigger. It wasn't that. It was the cord. And he told me that like right away. I'm like, that's what I should have called you first. I emailed him. He called me 10 minutes later. So Kevin Brown, if you're watching or ever watch this, thank you, because that was the best customer service ever. He just talked to me, let me know what was wrong with the cord. I was able to replace it, gave me some tips. Awesome. But that's how I started. Get the machine, get the products. Don't go hype into all of the new stuff. Stick with basics. Stick with stuff that will work. The Roops 15, even the first generation, awesome machine. And I'll go into talking about products and all that other stuff in other videos. But start doing yourself. Start practicing and doing it yourself on your own vehicle, and learn how the machine works, learn the different products, pad combinations, all that stuff. And hopefully I'd like to be able to do more on the live videos like this, and talk about that a little bit more. So yeah, good question. So let me see. What other questions here? Explain your process in an easy way for customers to understand. Yep, definitely. Yeah, I've been detailing. Oh, this person said, is it Callus? Callus Auto Detailing? Hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've been in business 28 years and I see and learn something new all the time. Yeah. You know, people need to be humble. You know, even guys who have been doing it for that long, 28 years, that's awesome. And it sounds like, you know, when you've been doing it for that long, the industry changes. I'm sure you've seen that. The industry has changed. Tools and products and clear coat, cars, everything has changed. And it keeps on changing. So if you're still detailing like you did 20, 30 years ago, it's time for a change, right? You know, I mean, you got to learn stuff. You got to learn new things. Doesn't mean you have to get the best of the best right away when it comes out, but keep up with the industry. That's another theme I'd like to talk about later. Keeping up with the industry. So yeah, I mean, that's good. People need to be humble. When you're humble, you learn. It's when you stop being humble and you become a little arrogant, that's when you stop learning. When people think they know it all. No one knows it all. We always keep on learning. So yeah, that's awesome. What other questions? How do you do ceramic coating as a mobile detailer? Oh, yeah. So I'm like 90% mobile. 10% of it, I have people come to my garage. I have a small garage attached to my house, and that's when I can do ceramic coatings. Or I can go to them. I've done a few jobs at the customer's house. It's not ideal because you never know how big it's going to be in there, if it's going to be proper lighting, all that stuff. Plus, it's way nicer to have a customer come to you. That's awesome. I love doing that. But yeah, so you can do it at your own place, or you can go to people's homes if they have a garage. I've seen some guys do ceramic coatings outdoors. It's just not recommended. It really isn't good. You need to let that coating, it needs to be kind of in a controlled environment, reasonably controlled. Heat and humidity play a huge role in that as well. So yeah, I just have people come to me. If you have a garage, that was one thing I really wanted to make sure at this place that we're at now, that it had a garage, because that makes things so much easier. Doing it outdoors, I wouldn't recommend that. So, oh wow, so Prestige Mobile Auto Detailing, Scott. Oh yeah, from Dallas Paint Correction. I forgot to mention him too. Yeah, he was saying it gets about. Oh, I didn't watch that video. I need to watch that video. 4,000 to 7,000. That's on ad revenue, YouTube ad revenue. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. And if we ever get to that point, which I would love to, I know he mentioned something with Jimbo. He's another YouTube guy, and they were talking about that kind of being like their retirement plan, which is pretty smart. That's pretty brilliant. I mean, if I was making that right now, I would be upgrading all of this stuff, because I would continue to just make this better and better and better and better. The detailing aspect of it, I would make it better and better and better. So, and I guess that's the name of the game, right? I mean, if you're going to make money doing this, I want to put it back into it. Maybe a little bit to like a vacation with my wife. But you put that back into the business. That's pretty awesome. So yeah. Wow. A month. Yep. That's pretty cool. Keeping it clean. 361. Hey, thanks, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I want to start one. I'm camera shy. Yeah. It was weird. It was really weird. In some of my really early videos that were like a few minutes long, I didn't show my face. I didn't have the intro. I didn't have like all that. I didn't even have audio. It was just music and that's it. It's weird getting used to it because you got to stare into this little camera right there. You know, it's a little weird at first because you're not talking to anybody. And I'm talking to myself in my own room. And when you're doing the other videos too, you know, you kind of engage with the camera and talk to them like you're talking to a bunch of people or you're talking to one person. So yeah, at first it's a little weird, but you practice with it. You know, when I first got the camera, my vlogging camera, my Canon G7X, I just played around with it first. Basically to get to see what it would look like, vlogging myself, good angles, all that stuff. And then I started to make little videos here and there, and just so I got used to it. And throw a little humor in there because if you're just going to be too serious, it's weird. I made some serious ones, and I'm like, nah, I need to be add a little bit more humor into it. And then you feel a little bit more comfortable. So eventually you'll get comfortable with it. So, but yeah, get a good camera, do some research, and check it out. You know, do it for yourself first, and see how you feel in making those videos. So, thank you very much, TJ3179. Appreciate it. Oh, okay. Yeah, so at some point, all detailers would become YouTubers. And who's going to detail? Yeah, hey, well, no, if I wasn't doing any detailing, I wouldn't have anything to show you guys. Like, all my videos would be boring. It'd just be me talking to you about detailing without showing you stuff. So I'm hoping to be able to set this OBS program here that I'm using to show pictures. In fact, let me just give you a little taste and do a little test. So if I do this, I'm all the way in the little corner here. So is it this way? This way? Yeah. So over here, I'll probably like put pictures and videos of stuff and then talk about it. So that's one thing I was going to set up. So I'll probably do that later and set up different videos, set them all up, you know, the stuff that I'm going to talk about. So let's transition back. There we go. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm still playing with stuff, and I'm really enjoying this. I didn't mean to actually go into this whole YouTube live thing yet because I was just testing it. In fact, I thought it was supposed to be a private video, and I was just testing things, and ended up that it was public. But that's cool. I can engage with you guys. We got 22 people in here right now, which is really cool. So appreciate it, guys. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mike's Meticulous Details podcast. I'm going to check you out too. After this, I'm going to go and follow you guys as well, and check you guys out. So, Abraham Plata, hey, thank you, man. I appreciate all your tips and stuff too. You know, a lot of people, you know, leave comments and stuff about you need to do this and this and this and this. I totally appreciate the tips. There's some stuff I can do, some stuff I can't do, some stuff I won't do, but I appreciate the tips. So definitely keep it coming. I love engaging with people. So, Prestige says, my dream would be to have a 22 by 30 detached garage at my house and have clients come there when it rains. Yes, that's my dream too. Like custom made garage like that. That'd be awesome, right? Yep, I agree. What's my opinion on detailing in direct sunlight? Tell you the truth, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. Depends on products. There are some products that don't, like some waxes and sealants that don't like direct sunlight in the heat. But guys, I've worked, and this is Richmond, Virginia, in the summer, 100 plus degrees, super high humidity, blazing sun. I've worked on black vehicles, not full paint corrections, but single step polishing on black cars. it can be done. It's not fun, and you need to keep your work areas small, when you're polishing, but it can totally be done. Um, I know there's a lot of talk out there about maybe it might not be the best for the protection part of it, because you're working on a super hot panel. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you just can't help it. And sometimes you don't have a canopy, you don't have time for it, all that other stuff. So yeah, I still work in the sun all the time. So, and I'll probably talk about that in later videos too. So someone mentioned here, yeah, I guess many detailers become YouTubers and the successful and good results in perfecting filming techniques. Yeah, that's cool. Like the ASMR, tons of people love that. They want to hear all the audio and no music and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I do like that too. So, thank you. Wet sanding, ooh, that's a good topic. Yeah, I'll talk about that later as well. In fact, I have to jump out of here in like 20 seconds or so. But guys, really enjoyed engaging with you guys. There's some other questions in here. Ah, really? Interesting. Oh, okay, Slim. That's interesting. Do you really think he wasn't telling the truth about that? Maybe that's also from other revenue. I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah. So, well, thank you guys. I got to jump out of here right now. I'll be making some more videos very soon, and adding some more content. Check me out on Patreon as well. I can take other... I put videos up there all the time. And what else? Subscribe. Nope. This way. There we go. Subscribe to the channel as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. So have a good one.